for a little solo overnighter. It's gonna be about 63 miles total, probably about 40 to camp, 7,500 feet of climbing, probably about 5 to camp. It's a day for it. That's how you know it's summer in Colorado. Couple new things that are new about my setup, pretty pumped about. Got the Garmin stem mount, UK Edge. Allows me to have a handlebar bag, just cleaner setup. And then this Gila dry bag from Rogue Panda, completely waterproof. This is the medium. So this route, taking Boulder Canyon to 4 Mile to Salina, back to Switzerland. Climb Switzerland on the northwest side towards Gold Hill, and then drop down to Peak Highway into the Caribou Dispersed Camping Area to find camp for the night. Currently 13 miles in, about 1,700 feet of climbing so far. Feeling pretty good. So a little fun fact, this is technically my first solo overnighter. Camped on the bike many times before, but was always with friends, and always wanted to do a solo trip, but just haven't made it happen till right now. And I'm at this point in my life where I'm in the season of change and transition, and I thought, what better way to give myself some space and recharge and get clarity on what's next than just some solo time in the mountains. So I made it back to the Switz turnoff. Gonna top off on water and cool the head off and start this climb. So I always like to run extra on water, even if I don't use it all. So right now I got about 1.5 liters in my vest. I've got a 3-liter bladder in the bottom here of the frame pack. And then I just filled up my Life Straw water filter. It's about half a liter. And so I'll use that for coffee in the morning, because I'm not really sure. There's definitely no water on Switz, but where I'm camping, I'm not exactly sure if I'll be able to get to water, so I'd rather have extra, even if I don't use it. If you are not familiar with riding in the Front Range, this is Switzerland Trail. Currently ascending that way. There's two ways you can go. You can go the way I'm going, which is north. Takes you to Gold Hill. Slightly longer than the other way and much more chunky in my opinion. Or you can go the southern way, which is where I filmed my first video going to Dream Canyon. And it's much more smooth, slightly shorter. And you can kind of see it across the valley. Kind of traverses this mountain over there. But either way you go, incredible views like this one. Currently snacking on some almonds, banana chips, and dates. If you ride bikes, you know about dates. This is one of my favorite views of the entire route. You can see it came from down there and then over there is where we came up. We reached the end of Switz, and I just noticed this single track that looks very interesting. Right at the end of Switzerland and Gold Hill. GPS says that way. Just don't have the juice today. No energy. Guess it'd be like that sometimes. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I can't even go more than 100 yards without stopping right now. It's just one of those days. GPS says we got about 1,500 feet or so of climbing. 3,700 down so far. Alright, we should have a little bit of a descent now. Hopefully I get some energy from that. Got most of the climbing out of the way for today. "30 miles in, and about 1.5 miles to my next turnoff, and should be downhill to camp from there, but a little bit more climbing left, fairly gradual. But these last 5 miles have absolutely crawled by. So this road I'm supposed to go down, it says closed due to a soft road bed. That sign says it's open to bikes. So I've got a little decision to make here. It's about 5 p.m. There's a camp spot about 1/10 of a mile back that way, so I think I'm gonna just play it safe, set up there for the night, and we'll deal with this in the morning. Two options is either just continue down this. I think it would be okay for a bike, but the other option is to reverse back to the Peak to Peak highway about 5 miles back and then hit that and down into town and reconnect down there. So stay tuned. Well, I only have one option now because this says that it is closed for restoration. So I guess we're gonna head down the other road and see if we can find a camp spot. Nope, it's my first ever river crossing. This might be why it's closed to vehicles. See some fairly recent tracks. That was a close one. We made it. Had to take the shoes off and carry the bike. It got probably up to my knees, but on the other side. All right, I think this is camp for the night. These are designated sites. They've even got fire pits. No one is here, so looks like I got it all to myself for now. So I'm gonna find a spot to set up and rest up. Today was it was hard. Even that last bit right there just really threw me for a loop, like with the closures and having to cross that river. It's the beauty of bikepacking though. I think you never know what you're gonna get, so keeps you guessing. Got the layers on, resting up in the tent now. Gonna read here soon, but yeah, today was hard. It threw a lot at me, mentally and physically. Definitely unlike any other overnighter I've done, but certainly rides in general. But it's kind of one of those things where the longer you ride, the more kind of suspense builds as to when things might need to go a different direction. So I think the best thing to do in those situations is just keep an open mind and a calm head and just trust that it'll work out. This campsite's great. I literally have the whole spot to myself, and took patience for sure, but we made it.
Good morning. It's about 7 a.m. Probably only slept about 3 hours last night, but that's how it goes. I'm gonna pack up here, and I have about 8 miles to Nederland, where I'm gonna find some place to absolutely stuff my face. So I did not bring enough calories with me. I think that was part of the problem yesterday. So I'm gonna hit breakfast in town and then make my way back to Boulder.
And this is how we're starting day 2, crossing these big snow patches. I'm surprised there's this much snow on trail still. I mean, we're 9,000 feet, but only a short distance to town, so we'll get there soon. Here we go, baby. Feeling much better today so far, at least. I don't know if I had like a little bit of food poisoning yesterday or what, but I did not feel normal. Heartbeat just would not stay down. But refueled with a big burrito and lots of water, and that usually does the trick. So we've reached the end of the dirt section of Magnolia, and now it's a paved descent back to Boulder Canyon, and then back to town, maybe stop for coffee, and we're about finished. Wow, what an adventure. Back home, 30 miles from camp back to the front door. Yesterday, I said it earlier, but wow, yesterday was tough. One of the tougher rides that I've done in recent memory, but that's why we keep coming back to it. That's what attracts me to bikepacking, is you never know what you're gonna get, and you know, I kind of think of it as a life lesson of like, there's going to be lows, there's going to be highs, there's going to be a lot of challenges, there's going to be times where you're just flowing, and you just got to keep a level head and one pedal stroke at a time. If you want to see the breakdown on the rig, I did a video on that last week. You can check it out right here. Otherwise, stay tuned. Not sure what we have planned next week, but we'll get creative. And thanks for hanging with me.